and a brother came on the show. I don't know if you know him, Philip Buchanan, played for the Oakland Raiders. He was the #1 draft pick for them as a cornerback. He said on the day he got drafted, his mother sent him a bill for $1 million. He wrote a book about it, about how he, had to get away from his family. Kobe, one of the things that Kobe said was, if you have an opportunity to do anything for your family, what you can do, you don't give them money. You give them opportunity, but you don't give them money.
Yeah,
what is your story?
That's correct. Like, I was depressed for most of the part of my career. It's like, you get all this money, you work your ass off, you get to some place, and then now all people see you as is money. And it's like, and the funny story is, I won't say his name, but I had an interesting conversation with a white teammate of mine in Philadelphia. And he asked me about what did I buy when I got drafted. And I started to tell him some of the things that I bought. I was proud of it. I'm like, shit, I bought my mama a house. She was on the golf course. I bought all of my brother's cars. I'm taking care of my brothers in prison. I'm doing all these things. And I said, well, what did you buy? He's like, I went and bought stocks and bonds.
Ooh.
My daddy taught me to do this. And I'm like, what the? He was looking at me. That was like an aha moment. He was looking at me like, nigga, you gonna be broke. Because you gotta help all these people. And it's like, people don't understand, like, it's dangerous for you as an athlete to have all this money and you're around all these sharks.
Ooh. I think his name Tyron Smith, right? Right tackle for the Dallas Cowboys. His mother showed up with her boyfriend and his sisters at his practice demanding money from him. They had to get security to take him out. You watch all these brothers, and the first thing they do is they say they got to take care of mama. But you watch Eli Manning, he didn't have to take care of mama. Ben Roethlisberger, they didn't have to take care of mama. But a lot of us end up being that food, and it makes us feel good for a while, because I know that feeling, not to your level, but it makes you feel good for a while. And then, like you said, you get that aha moment. That person walks up to you and says, you bought what? You did what with your money? How did it make you feel like afterwards to know, wait a minute, I'd sit up here and think that this makes me the man feeding all these people, but what it kind of makes you is like a fool, because everyone's waiting to be fed. Everyone in my family, I had to cut them off. I literally moved out of Georgia for 7 years. People will tell you, I left and went to Arizona because I didn't want to be around them, because people I didn't know, I didn't remember growing up. I never had seen them at any one of my damn games. Now you're here. Now you want something. How did you navigate through that after getting that eye-opening experience from your Philadelphia teammate?
A lot of fights. I didn't learn how conflict resolution till later. So a lot of fights, a lot of arguing, a lot of smoking, drinking, a lot of bullshit. A lot of things that everybody goes through.
You said you would tell your son, be like Kobe more than you be like me. And it was funny, I said the same thing. I said, I would tell my daughter, don't get a man like me. Get a man better than me, because I know my shortcomings. But it seems women will not tell their sons the thing that'll help them. They won't tell my mother never told me, don't get a bitch pregnant because she'll do you like I did your daddy. And she'd have told me that, I wouldn't have been in child support court for the years I was in that bitch. Why is it that women won't tell their sons that story?
Because they want to, it's like women get validated through their kids. Men don't get validated by being a good dad. You can say, I'm a dad. They'll be like, I don't give a fuck. But women say, I'm a mother, and that's some type of thing. I have custody of, I don't have custody of my son. The strange thing is, I got my son, I was in Connecticut one day, right? I'm in Hartford, Connecticut. I drove up there. My son's mother called me. He got hit with a hammer. She's about to send him to jail because she cornered him and said, you about to get me arrested, and my other son's about to lose their mama. So when the fire department, she had so much strength, she made the fire department and the police get out. And she cornered my son and said, I'll fucking kill you in here, after she hit him with a hammer. And so I said, oh shit. So when she called me, I drove all the way from Connecticut to Florida, damn near Miami, Florida, to go get my son. I was there the next morning. And now, the CPS agent that I was trying to talk to get her to get something to happen, they stopped responding because she worked for the government. Now, name a man that could beat a kid with a hammer and nothing ever happened.
Nothing happened.
My son go through it right now. He be like, man, I don't want to talk to her. He said, put her on the block list. And she be like, why won't you keep telling him to do this? I'm like, I'm not telling him to do this. I'm trying to get him to talk to you. But every time he talk to you, you cursing him out, making it seem like it's his fault. You hit him.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw the show with my cousin when he was on here talking about how he married this woman. Woman took his house. Woman took half his shit, got his kids. And then he ended up having to wait like 3 years before he could actually get them back. During that 3 years, this woman lost the house, had the kids living in a trailer, had both of them failing school. And like he said, when he got them, they wanted to come. They told the agents, I want to go stay with my dad. But these women are able to get along. He should not have had to wait 3 years of you seeing the fuck shit that they doing. The system is against men. We know why. When it comes to us men, why is it we won't stick together? You see people like Chris Brown dealing with this shit, Tyrese dealing with this shit. Almost all of us are dealing with it, but none of us do what women do. Women get together, they lobby, they get on shows, and they talk about it. But us men, only time we talk about it is at the damn barbershop.
Because we was raised by our mama that was gonna make us different than every other guy that did them wrong. And so they keep trying to think that they can bash every other man and they can talk about every other situation, but my son ain't gonna do that. But then they don't realize that the shit that you're doing to your son, you gonna make him worse than everybody.
But us men, we don't stick together. We don't come out and say anything for each other. We don't watch a man get dragged. We'll watch Nas.
Like I say, you when a guy get, like when I was in that state of mind and my mom was living, like I never would say something like I'm saying now because it would feel like I'm hurting my mama. And so you can't do that. I'm trying to be the man that my mama didn't get right with. So if you gonna hurt your mama, you're not gonna do that, right? You're not gonna do that. You ain't gonna hurt mama. I used to punch a motherfucker in the face before. If you said your mama, I'm ready to go. A lot of these dudes are like that because it's like, that's all we got. They saw what they really saw with them coaches coming over. So when you say your mama, they never know what you really gonna say. It's like, nigga, what?
Yeah, it's crazy that we are, and you're right about that. I say you never see a schoolyard fight over your daddy. You started sentence off your daddy, that schoolyard fight ain't taking place. But like you said, I've been saying that the thought is somebody will sit up there and say, your mama a hoe. You will whoop that nigga ass, and you got 9 brothers, and all 9 of them about different niggas. And you still be like, how dare you call my mama a hoe? Your mama. But I'm glad you said that because I never thought about it that way. We can't go against that because it's almost like we're going against the women. Is that why you believe the women say to us every time we do step out and say something like you or me? They say, but your mama black. They don't have a real argument against it except your mama black.
That's what it is, and that's why you never hear them say your daddy black, your son. Like I told a girl, and I said it in my life, your son black. You saying all these things, and you got all these. That's what lets you know what I'm saying is right. Is that they're gonna try to train their son. They think in their mind, my son is not gonna be like the rest of them. Mm-hmm. And your son is gonna be exactly like the rest of them. He gonna think for a while that he gonna help mama and he gonna do this until he grows up, until he has a child by a woman, until she start playing games with his child and not letting him see his child. When those real man issues come up, he's gonna understand that you set him up for failure.
You said something that was really deep in the video. I addressed this before, and a lot of men have probably never thought about it. You said a lot of these brothers are willing to kill each other, fight each other, go off on each other really quick. Not because they hate each other, but because they typically hate their living circumstances where they are being battered and beaten down by some woman. Elaborate on that.
Well, that's been happening to me my whole life. I've always been me. I've always been different. And for whatever reason, women like different. They like somebody who's comfortable in their own skin. I remember when I went to my visit to the University of Florida, I broke my hand. There was some big crazy ass football player who I guess his girlfriend and him was having issues when I go on a visit. And the girl tried to talk to me and my friend, and he came up and punched me, and then his friend punched my other friend.
God.
And we were rolling down the goddamn steps, and then, you know, after the bouncers took us outside and he went to bed over his old lady.
See how he took that nap?
He went to bed, so it was like, I hope the brother don't see this and remember who I am, but he went to bed. That's how I broke this knuckle. So I broke 2 knuckles on my hand before I got drafted. So it's like, these dudes, I've been like that my whole life. I've always been me, and it's just like, I don't know. Dudes fight over women. That's all I can say.
Mm-hmm. Like, it was so many of us. I said, if these dudes had power at home, they wouldn't spend so much time trying to fight each other. What it is that's the anger they have. The pent up anger at their mama, the pent up anger at their girlfriends, the pent up anger like the Antoine Fisher story at these women as have taken advantage. And you got to remember, we don't get to talk about these older women who take advantage of us. If they do it to us, well, we got lucky. But they don't understand how much it changes. Like, that, when it happened to me, changed the way I even viewed and interacted with women, because I was too young to be dealing with a woman. But they don't look at us like that. And I think they just don't respect men. We're like mules. And they don't even treat us as good as mules or a horse, because at least you brush a motherfucking horse mane and get a nigga a carrot. You know what I'm saying? We don't even get that shit no more.
I mean, it's crazy. It's like, that's the same thing. It's like I remember you said something before. You said, men, we usually be honest. We usually will accept your criticism and we will change. And the crazy thing is, when I made that video, my cousin, some of the shit that I said applied to him. He called me. He like, yo, motherfucker, I know you was talking about me. I live with my mama, but motherfucker, I'm finna change that. He kept it real. Mm-hmm. I had a brother that, you know, he said what he said. His wife was talking to him a little way. And he was like, motherfucker, you right, I'm finna change this. So it's like, it made me feel good to just say something that can help somebody in real life, because I don't care if you're a man, woman, whatever, you shouldn't be talked to that type of way. You shouldn't be made to feel that type of way. And I think so many times it's being pushed just because you're a woman, you get to be right all the time. Just because, like, a lot of times women feel like it's offensive for a man to say anything. And, like, you know, I don't get it. Like, a lot of the stuff that I see, if men say the stuff that women are saying in the media, it would be over.
Yes, sir.
You know, men will be in jail. You can't do it.